All right, this is Dan Max at DXP Realty, aka the Trading Agent. This is a live market chat, Tuesday, August 15th, 2023. Can I get a mic check? And then I will jump right into it. Hopefully you're having a great day. Interesting day in the market. Didn't anticipate the market to be down this much, but you got some bank downgrades, China stimulating again because things are amazing, right? Yeah, we'll talk about that. Anyway, just let me get a little high five, yes, in the chat, and then I will be good to go. Good to go. Man, market is pretty funny to me. It's about to, in my opinion, rip. People don't believe it, but watch what's about to happen. Wouldn't be surprised. And when I mean rip, up. Mic check 1 2. What is this? Not a lot of people on. Kind of just jumping out there. Wanted to test this on the new setup, but yeah, that's what you get for when you just drop it quickly. But if you can hear me, thumbs up, anything. If not, I'm just gonna pretend like we're good, we're golden, we're starting. Let me drop the post in the main chat. We are live. Mic check. All right, cool. Thanks, my friend. All right, options expiration. If you're new to the channel, the Back to Beginner series has, I think I did 3 videos on options expiration because obviously it's 1 week every month. And it's very, very tricky for the average person because they get in their mind, market's got to do this, the market has to do that, it's about to tank, it's about to rip, whatever. Good. And the problem is that usually the market's going to play some games between the Monday and the Thursday of options expiration. Sometimes you get the continuation game on Friday too. And the point being is ultimately the market's trying to knock out as many puts and calls. Well, based on what I'm seeing, we're at this point where I think the market now is starting to see it topped, right? It becomes very obvious. I think the best thing the market will try to do in a slower summer, choppy August week at this point, post earnings for the most part, other than Nvidia next week for the most part, is that what? Try to kill some premium here. Try to get people who are like, oh, the market's over. Michael Berry is short the market, $1.3 billion of nominal puts. Yada, yada, yada. Let's push these headlines. Let's get everyone to go all in short right now. Now, could we absolutely dump? Yeah, there's a lot of geopolitical stuff that is like weighing on my mind of how well this is honestly can hold up. I don't trust it into September and October at all. But knowing its options expiration, you got to be expecting part of the week up, part of the week down, worst case scenario, just chopping around in range bound, getting people to get excited about the highs and get excited about the lows. Tried to drop this chart, and I did on Twitter. Check out my 60-minute chart. Here's options expiration at its finest. Chopping around, maybe in a downward trending channel. That's what we've been in for the most part. Now we're at the channel lows, and the OPEX and the VIX has spiked up to 16 and change. Getting a little quiet as the afternoon kind of just settles down after this morning's fireworks from China. Stimulating bank downgrades. Again, I've tried to warn people, and if you're paying attention, or even if you're new to the channel, the reality is what? We know the recession's coming. It's going to be bigger and deeper than they say, because when they pretend like it's not, first of all, one of the Feds navigated a soft landing. Never, ever. And then what? Again, you've got everywhere cutting because things are slowing. China's in a pickle. Europe is a mess. We're a mess. The only saving grace for GDP is government spending. Ukraine. I was trying to, I can't remember the exact amount, but for every $1 billion sent to Ukraine is some part 0.01 of GDP growth potential. And that stuff stacks up. That's how, again, people go, oh, the economy's not that bad. I'm like, oof, the average person it is. But we'll send a couple $100s to Hawaiian victims in Maui, but we'll make sure we send $25 billion to Ukraine. If this isn't a money laundering scheme, then I don't know what is. I thought, he thought Madoff had it well. Oh, Wow, someone will probably get mad that I say that. I'm like, oh, you can't say that. But it's like, come on. At a certain point, I don't even know how to explain it. Just is what it is. Yes, NVIDIA is a definitely name I'd worth watching. Again, if you shorted this morning, close on the gap fill. We talked about that. It was an easy trade. Hitting the 20-day. I mean, I like NVIDIA on the shorts. I mean, all of these notes of, oh, Arab companies are buying their chips. They're absolutely loading. Morgan Stanley upgrading the chip cycle. Did you see the 13Fs? People are buying NVIDIA. Yeah, that's old news. That is old news. That is old news. That is old news. Stock goes from what, 108 to 480. Is it priced in? I would argue absolutely effing yes. Now, it doesn't mean that the first dip got a buy, and now we're kind of, I would argue we're trending down. But what I'd love to see is the 20-day when it's curling down and then you hit it. What if we play up here for a day or two? That's what I was telling people. I'm like, what if we just hang out up here for a day or two? Would that drive you nuts? Perfect. Then that's what the market would want to do, in my opinion. Drive people nuts. Big green, doji. What if tomorrow is a left-right combo? And here's the thing. What I would love to, I could see this is NVIDIA turn down and the market hold up. Just money float around. Because the IWM and a lot of materials names are getting smoked today, right? IWM is due to bounce, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 days directional down for the most part. Lower lows and lower highs. Will that bounce? That seems very logical. Again, we look at the VIX during OPEX, chop. Will we fill this gap at 14? It feels very likely. That's what I was talking about selling call. Like if you're selling calls against your bear ETFs or you're, buying calls as hedges against shorts. It makes sense to me. Selling puts, whatever you need to do. TLT, gap fill is literally here. I wouldn't be surprised if the bonds just trade around. Now the headlines are so scary, but someone seems to have stopping power here. Could I be absolutely wrong? Yes, that's part of trading. You're going to be wrong. I'm going to be wrong. We're all going to sit here and we're going to come up with the best ideas every time, but we're going to lose. That's just the nature of the beast. I like bonds here. I think it makes sense. Apple, we've talked about the gap down. And what if it just hangs out here? What if it can't get over the 8-day? What if it just trades in this like $3 or $4 range? To me, the professional gap shows you El Partido está abierto. I think that's how you say it. The game is over. Pro gap start the move. It's just, I wouldn't be surprised if we just chopped here all week. Okay? That makes sense. So at this point, keep it simple, stupid. Amazon, we love this short. Again, these names don't make any sense, but whatever. Opens high, coming down. Again, once it breaks 136, 137 area, adios. Guggenheim, love the short up here. It's just a matter of when. Chopping around. Patience. Caterpillar, if you would have shorted this up in the 285 plus, you're getting paid off. You see where the patience comes from. First Solar, we talked about it. Watch for the bounce. We said somewhere in this 210 plus range. If you got it, Yahtzee. Now we'll see what happens here. We've had some wild days here. But again, if oil is peaking, which in my opinion, I think so. We've talked about this again, talking about it. Oil starting to turn. And, a lot of people are asking about oil. Great question, right? Chop, yeah. Here you go. And oil seems to have a lot more V bottoms and tops. Now, could we bounce? Maybe, but if you shorted oil, and this is the thing, if this is the start of like the actual smashing of commodities, welcome to the 60s again. That will be on the plate. That will be on the docket at some point. And if global growth is as slow as we talk about and they absolutely go crazy, I wouldn't be surprised to see a 50 or 40 handle. People are like, what? Gold leading down. We've talked about it. Gold heading down. Watch the 200-day. Now, is it oversold? Could it bounce? I guess. But we talked about the miners lead. Look at these things. These look like absolute shit. Oop, did I just swear? Oops, putting an ad in for that. Oops. Look at this. Taking out the lows. Is gold strong? Nope. Miners lead. GDXJ, right? Should be on fire. Breaks below 34, which it's literally at the... This was a diving board. It's about to jump. So back to oil we talked about. Natural gas, right? Like, again, UNG. Bleh. Watch the XOP, guys, because I think there might be a trade here. You could short the gush on a pop, in my opinion. Now, I don't know if we need a retest. But these straight line moves with the novice gap, let me open it up for you. Novice gap followed by professional gap. Now, again, I don't know if we have to pop around for a few days, but everybody and their mom is very excited about oil service. And it's like, where you guys been? Where you been? Hello? Can anyone tell me where these people have been? Then again, not surprising, right? When we talk about the market, I just, there's certain things that I love, right? Certain things I love just hashing people about constantly. Where is it? Oh, it's in the learning chat, our friends trading chat. I mean, if I could, I should just drop this every hour. And the Coulling, the specialist use of the short sale, whatever. Short sale, just manipulating the market. Remember, short selling, gives them the ability to create volume to manipulate price up and down. Sell at retail. Think of this person who sell an inventory stock at a retail price. Right here are the 8 laws. Just read this. Right? Advances will be more dramatic to the upside to attract public interest or to distribute, ever more increasing. Look at this, ever increasing shakeout. Most active stocks will require longer periods of time for the distribution. Apple, Nvidia. In order to sell and buy huge quantity of stock, members will seek enhanced techniques. Buddy pass. You gotta love when the brokers upgrade at the highs, downgrade at the lows. You gotta love when CNBC is pumping a narrative. You gotta love when the news is going, did you see chip demand? Have you seen the talk about it? We'll see. We'll see. Trying to think else that matters to me. XLF definitely matters. This game over now again. 5,200 day probably due to bounce. But if you shorted Morgan Stanley like we talked in the 95, high five, new lows. I mean, just matter of when. JP Morgan, I know some of the folks shorted up at the highs. We talked about once it broke the 20-day, give it time. Looks good. KRE, we said what happens when it can't break out. Uh-oh, gap and go. Oh. But here's the thing. If it was an option expiration, and again, I could be wrong here, I would absolutely believe that we had a whole week of red coming. Red October. Oh, sorry, red. That's where that came from, right? X gaps up again. If you didn't take profits on it, again, I don't know if they'll get bought out at 35. I know there's talk about competing offers. They have so much debt, a little bit of issues. I mean, again, at the highs, the company's going to get penalized, whoever buys them. XBI, another one that's like, market's so strong yet baby bios that's the lows. Airbnb, J Solstice special. Again, I'll review some of these charts. I love it. I mean, he talked about shorting up here. Some people are like, oh, it's got to go to 160. Well, he held steady. And then once the gap started, game over. And it's been just a winner. I applaud you for that trade and not getting shaken by everybody's comments, because I think a lot of people, at the highs, it's very easy to get bullish, scared, which is like a bull fear, right? Like, oh, I can't go short. Okay. XLE, interesting. If you can see, I mean, again, I usually don't pull up the XLE, but there's a ton of interest up in this area. Ton of area. J Solstice is not your first rodeo. No, exactly. When people started talking to you, shaking you off your positions, I'm like, if you've done the work, you believe in your spots, trust your stops. Don't trust others' opinions. I mean, don't even trust my opinion if it's not what you agree with. I mean, if you've done the homework on a stock and you think something and this is where you think it's going to happen, and you posted everybody and their mom and insiders were selling, I mean, trying to argue about 160 to 150 150, I mean, whatever ends up being the high, it doesn't matter. Define your risk. If you're going to say, like, again, this is where the ego is not your amigo. And I have said this 1,000 fucking times. Like, just because you're right doesn't mean you're always going to be right. And you got to catch yourself because you're going to get caught in that paralysis at some point going, well, I can't be right. I was wrong. I was right. Well, no, maybe you were right because the fucking trend was in your favor. I'm telling you. Did I just curse? My bad. That's the reality here. A lot of y'all don't get that. Like, the trend is your friend. It's good. Yeah, then you can start making calls for certain prices, and it makes sense at times. But then even then, it's like if you're up a bunch and the market's been up, you have to be, and this is where 20 years of doing this, plus you get caught going, well, it's going higher, then it backs up. It goes a little higher, it backs up. And this is the thing, like anybody in their right mind knows Meta was a piece of shit, right? But here you go, backs right up, right? All these times you're like, oh, this is it. No. Or it's got to go higher. Okay. You never know. You just never know. That's where in trading, it doesn't matter how great you are of a technician. That's why I always laugh, even at myself. Like I can sit here and draw the most amazing charts. You know? Amazing charts. Does it matter? No. No, it doesn't. Because it just... There's no guarantee. Does this make sense? Can I get one yes? Does this make sense? Like, you're going to be trading, and there's going to be times where you go, I don't know what the fuck has happened. Oh, excuse my language. I don't know what's happening, but I'm just going to not set my stop. Oh, I'm just going to continue to let this ride. Oh, I'm going to be okay being wrong. I'm telling you. Wrong. 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 That's your ego predicting, because you've been previously right, I am going to be right again. And I'm telling you, that thinking, I'm not immune from it. We all are not perfect. That's why we all hold each other accountable. And that's why sometimes in the Discord room, I don't mind being a little bit of a I don't know. I'll be the asshole. Fine. I'll be the asshole. I don't care. Because I don't want you to make the same mistakes I have to make. And I've made dozens of times. And I'm sitting here watching people saying stuff, and I'm like, okay, if you're like listening to the Livermore book, Old Turkey. I'm old turkey sometimes. I'm just over here chatting. Oh, that guy, he's just been trading forever. I don't listen to him. He doesn't know what's going on. That clown. Okay. Yeah, that stuff hurts. It absolutely hurts. So if you're bullish, be careful. I'm trying to think of any other trades out there that you guys want me to review, because I could just sit here and chat. I mean, SMH, it's just, chopping. Nice little rise yesterday. I mean, is it going to hit the 50-day? I don't know. I sold some Soxal calls this morning against the stock. Maybe the rate went back to around 6 and 3 hours before the market, I bought it back in. Yeah, I mean, this is hey, the Darwinist, that I'm not really familiar with you, but welcome to the channel. I appreciate you posting a comment. The thing that I always tell people about day trading, and this is one of the things that you're just going to always have to be aware of with day trading. And again, people got algorithms, they got systems. If they can manage their risk rate, it is really hard to sit here and try to predict every intraday move. I mean, I am trying to predict an intraday move. Will I be right? I don't know. Right? I got my 60-minute on the SPY. Looks like it's about to pop. Then it crashes the next day by like $30. So I lost everything I made and then some. I mean, that's the part of trading. I mean, that's why trading is such a mental game. And I always tell people, the more money you put onto a trade, the more you expect to be right, because your ego, your brain, your mind, the more you invest in an idea, the more you want to believe it's right? Like why do you think there's going to be people who bought AMC and GameStop and they're going to literally hold them forever? Well, they saw someone get rich putting all their money into it, and they're going, well, if I do the same, I'll get rich. Okay. Well, that's not the case. Every iteration is different. Just chopping here. Lessons learned. I mean, again, you can make the same mistakes over and over and over and over. Until what? You just go, all right, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I would not like to do anymore. This is painful. Anyone talking about ag names? Just me. Just me. Told you, let these come on down. Let them come on down. Yeah, come on down. I really like the ag names in the future. If these things do what I think they're going to do in a commodity bull market, does anyone remember the mid-2000s? Pot, potash, agrium. I mean, all these names are all over the place. I think they got bought out, but or combined. Now Nutrium's agrium, nagrium. What about MP? Remember this one? Remember this told about in the 26s? Take your profits. Again, I love materials long run. Let them come in. Everybody and their mom really likes CCJ, man. Yeah, I found out about it was not the stock to trade a day before expiration trade. That's hard. LRCX is and this is the thing about stocks. If you've been trading, the higher price stocks are typically a little more volatile. Now, this one doesn't really, I was thinking more of like Priceline, sometimes Netflix. I haven't traded LRCX in a while. This is the thing. If you're watching the stock, I don't mean to be critical of what you're doing. This is like a double top. Keep it simple. Breaks the 50-day. Game over. I can't remember their market cap. They're not a buyout target, are they? That's my only thing. Like, I always concerned about certain stocks. Either this is a monster cup and handle, which someone will argue if this is the bull market in it. And that's at some point. Watch. You'll see it. It'll probably... So, typical handles are 0.382. Let's draw this sucker. Let's say the move is over. 0.382 would take you... Okay. Let's zoom back and see if this line goes anywhere. Seems to be an important area around here, as you can tell. Look at that. We'll see. We shall see. Yeah, that was a total green because I was certain that the price was at. Well, this is the problem with day trading, right? And again, I don't know for sure what how you trade. It's just, I always try to say less is more. Less is more. Because the more things that you need, I'm talking about in general, the more things that I need to make decisions with, the harder it's going to be. Right? I don't know what else to say. Right? Like if you have a certain point, set your stop. If you're looking for a professional gap down and go, start the move, set your stop. If you're looking for a rejection and a retest, which, say you're playing TLT, again, simple. I've been telling people, all right, this is exhaustive. 3 gap trap, 1, 2, 3, very exhaustive. Look at the volume down here. Somebody's catching it with a net, right? Now, again, could it go lower? That's always possible. But now look at this. Don't expect a V bottom. When do bonds V? They don't. They chop. Now you're getting back down to the range that makes sense. 95, 94, 95, 94. Take it. Define your risk. Sell some puts. Whatever. And did any of those catch a stock IPO? Again, I like boring. I like names that I don't have to worry about. Mega caps, big stocks. Where's the SPY? Back down towards, getting close to the low of the day. I'm just curious. Look at ExxonMobil. Ex-dividend today. Yeah, it's funny. Oh, I'll hold it up for a 91-cent dividend. Bam. 258 down. Any other thoughts, questions? Like Roblox, come on. I think somebody's going to buy them at some point. I just think it needs to get down in the low end of range. Amazon, low of the day. That's cool. Love to see this one get beaten. Gap filled after hours. Yep, it did. Yes, it did. Any other questions, thoughts? I mean, I appreciate the dabness, your participation, because without you, I might be just talking to myself. I know some of the folks are going to be listening back to this later or busy at the moment. Again, I just spur of the moment wanted to jump on this FAS. Oh boy. See you in the 20 price range. Banks are toast at some point. People don't understand how this works, man. A credit crunch, banking crisis is not like a one-day event. Feds can throw liquidity at it. It doesn't matter. They didn't solve it. Gold, silver, miners, right? What have I not reviewed? Qs, I guess. We can go through that. How do I get rid of this? The only thing I would tell you, Darkness, is that you sound like you've learned your lesson, but don't be so hard on yourself. Just don't be hard on yourself. It's like dating. You go up to a chick, you try to talk to her, you try to get her number, and you know what? You get rejected. Are you going to live with that pain of that one girl telling you no for the rest of your life? Or are you just going to be like, all right, give it a couple hours, maybe a day or two, move on.org, right? Like you have to have, and here's the best traders, I'm telling you, they have the mind of, maybe some people don't like this guy, Tom Brady, maybe they don't like Michael Jordan, they don't like Tiger Woods. You're only as good as your current shot, right? Like you're going to miss. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to drop passes. You're going to throw interceptions. You're going to miss a jump shot. You're going to miss that 8-footer. It doesn't matter. The goal is to recuperate your mind, get back into the better place, take the next shot when it shows up, when the probabilities are in your favor. Because this is what I always tell people about trading, is that shit comes out of nowhere. I mean, who would have expected NVIDIA to pop yesterday big? Put that on your bingo card, right? Who had NVIDIA popping 10% in 2 days? Out of nowhere. I mean, I guess you kind of had a little bit of a reference, but I mean, I'm not sitting here going to pretend like, oh, I knew that was coming. No. Nope, did not know that was coming. I mean, who had that? For 500, Alex? Nobody. And so if you're going to sit here and go, well, I should have known, or you go, oh, I've got bad luck. I'm telling you, that is superstitious bullshit that everybody at some point, hence why we talk about the more you're up, the less you own. If you're swing trading, manage your position. If you're day trading, you better be quick, because profits aren't real until they're realized. Now, all this stuff sounds like a broken record bullshit, but I'm telling you, simpler is better. You try to do everything in trading at some point, and then you go back to basics. Back to basics. Back to basics. Keep it simple. And this is the thing that's really hard, is like, you know, when we talk about the move is confirming, right? Like, oh, here you go. It looks like it breaks. Then it retests and you shorted here. Good. You didn't take any profits. Okay. Well, that's on you. And now that it has, you better hope you got some time. I hope you got some time to relax and let this let it play out. I'd love to hear your breakdown about inflation versus deflation and your expectations. Great question. Inflation versus deflation. Now, we all know Feds raise rates. The rates have a 3 to 6 month lag time between when they raise them and the actual effect on the economy, because people, again, whether they're real estate agents or brokers or people who are just sitting around talking just to talk, go, well, rates are going lower in time. Then they go higher and they go, well, maybe not. And then they're going lower in time and then maybe not. And people start getting used to what? The reality that the rates are higher and they got to slow the roll. So you're at that point where, again, the rates to me will cause deflation. Global growth is slowing. The only way that this is not going to happen, unless the U.S. goes into full stimulus mode and we throw endless cash at it. Now, we're not there yet. We haven't hit the Fed pivot. So just as gold is preparing us for, oil will, I think, follow. Commodities, even the ag names, you know, prophetic, poetic, you know what I mean. You've been following this shit. We've told you certain commodities starting to roll. Does gold look like it's triggering some sort of up move? Does anyone else think the SPY is just going to roll over the next couple days? No, I don't. I really don't. It's options expiration. They're going to try to kill options. Now you're getting the retest of the lows of the day, right? Does it look like it's about to roll over? Look at the SPY 10-minute. Show you something. Little game with volume. Does the volume really confirm anything? Nope. 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 At this point, there's nothing. Now, could they trap? This is where you learn the game. Trap City. Bull and bear traps. Maybe it breaks down with big volume and it comes right back. Because here, I mean, I guess this was pre-market, but I'm trying to think of like where a trap is. Here you go. Trappy, crappy, trappy, whatever you want to call it. I'd be watching here. I don't think it's going to roll over. I really don't. It's options expiration. If this was not options expiration week, I would absolutely agree. I think what you're going to see is money rotation and the market try to hold and kill options because now everybody and their mom is getting bearish, which, again, I agree is the right move. But guess what? When everybody is confirmed to agree, what happens? The market does a what? Break check. Let's check these motherfuckers, yo. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to check your commitment to your short. And they know this. That's where shorting, when they have a short book, that's where they can squeeze. Squeeze. Squeezy, squeezy. What charting program am I using? This is eSignal. eSignal. Used to use Q charts. Been trading for a long time. I'm stuck in this stuff. S&P is bearish. Yes, banks leading down. Banks will some strong moves down in the next days. Jaws the fish. Agree. But my only problem is near term. The bank downgrades during an OPEX. Could money rotate out of banks? Yeah. Now, people, again, if I'm wrong, this is me telling you the probabilities of a absolute market meltdown during options expiration. Not likely. I don't know what headline's going to come out of here and save it, like, out of nowhere. But something is holding. Now, again, could we go a little lower? I mean, who knows? It's really good for the bears if you're thinking long-term because, again, the VIX hasn't even started to wake up. The VIX is in hibernation. I love it. That's what you want to see if you're a bear. Right? We love that. Da-da-da-da-da. We love that. But I don't think we're going to blow up. Looks like a good time for call credit spreads and Bud. No, I mean, I would pass on that beer. Again, I don't know if it goes higher or not. It's definitely oversold probably, but who wants to buy Bud? Right? Again, I don't know. I mean, it's a lot of speculative. Again, if you probably read the Livermore book, oh, it's cheap prices, I got to buy it. Okay, I mean, that's what the market's going to try to get people to do. Now, who knows? Let's see if it's... Man, I don't even pay attention to Anheuser-Busch, InBev, whatever now it is. Where's the daily? Give me the daily. I don't know. This thing is sitting on the precipice of a massive break the fuck down. Your guess is good as mine. Yeah, if you want to make money in gold miners, short the absolute living shit out of them. They get absolutely fucking shit kicked, canned, always, when the market gets dumped before the Feds pivot as they're raising rates. Miners are absolutely trash right now. Do not, again, if you want the easy play, oh my God. Let me put you in a time machine. All right. There once was a dun, 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 dun. If you don't know how the miners work, yeah, go woke, go broke. That is a true thing. 2008. Oh, gold's going to the moon. Bam! Miners. GDX 57 down to, what is it, 16? Yeah. COVID. Oh, buy gold. Everything's fine. Miners 32 down to 16. Wait for the feds to capitulate and throw in the liquidity. Telling you the miners are very subject to shit from credit crunches and all sorts of fun stuff that's going on. Has nothing to do with the price of gold. These companies are run like shit. They borrow money constantly. They need higher prices. Leave gold alone. The trade will be to short it. I mean, I recommended dust at, what was it, 11, 12? It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Your guess is good as mine on dust. But we talked about it. Maybe it was 10, 11. Miners get absolutely fucking kicked in the teeth. Excuse my language, but I'm trying to accentuate how important it is that I get this across. That when the market gets beaten and everybody goes, oh, I got to go buy gold. Let's go buy gold miners. Fail. Epic fail. Epic fail. How do I know? Because I've been caught. I've been caught in that trap. Oh my God. Let's go back to the SPY. I just want to see what's going on here. Target. One was making Target has earnings, if I remember right. Yeah, tomorrow morning. Good luck with that. Good luck with that, Target. We wish you well. We wish you a Merry Christmas. All right, are we going to break out of the channel, or is there going to be a trap? VIX has broken out to the upside today. I was looking at the volatility. No, VIX hasn't broken out to the upside. Has it? No. No, it hadn't. What in the butt? VIX has broken out to the upside. No. Has it? No. It's still just caking here. Come on, it's options expiration. Please watch the options expiration videos. Watch the start of the video. What? Again, if I'm wrong, then it's like the 1 out of 12 that the market's going to dump during options expiration. It's not time for scary moves. What's about to be scary is how much money they're about to collect from both sides trying to be aggressive. It's like, how do you know this, Dan? I've seen it and witnessed this game. This is a game. To take the most amount of money from the most amount of people, once the average person starts to believe they can't lose, it's time to shuffle the deck. It's time to bring in the new dealer. It's time to take everybody's money. Now, I could be wrong here, like I said, but anticipating such, I don't know. We closed at the highs of the day yesterday, and nobody thought the bears had a chance. Well, then what happens today? Now at the lows, bears think this market is absolutely going to crash, and chaos will ensue. What if I told ya? Maybe a day or two of this, but I don't know. I wouldn't trust it. Now I see, the 50-day. But do we look back into the past? When in doubt, look to the left. We are filling the gap. Market makers love chop. I mean, if this was Thursday or Friday, yes, I would be okay with absolutely shorting the crap out of the stock market and going away for a long weekend. But it is Tuesday. Yes, thank you. Some of the regulars. Chop, chop, kill bulls and bears and OPEX. Please watch what happens here. Watch the gap fill. Watch us break below the channel and watch this wick turn into a what? A wick. Watch it close back over 443, if I had to guess. Now, we have 30 minutes left. I'm not going to sit here. Well, I kind of have to do the end of the day recap. Buddy's coming by. We're going to go play some pickleball. For old folks, right? Yeah. Again, I'm not like sitting here like saying go long. I'm just saying don't be surprised if you need a hedge. Don't be surprised if the market rallies back against you and you go, oh, I should have taken profits. Okay. Eric is on. Eric, you've been around for years. You know what my favorite saying is. The hard thing is usually the right thing. The hard thing, take profits when everyone's bullish. Take profits when everybody's saying the world's going to end. When it's OPEX. Getting very excited about one major direction is ridiculous. I could go into all of these sayings that it's like I have them programmed in my head because I don't think a lot of people realize. You make every mistake. I give away this information for free because I don't give a shit. You'll still fuck it up. But I appreciate the donations because you realize I'm trying to warn you of things and tendencies that nobody's going to tell you. This isn't CNBC where I'm always going to be bullish or bearish and going to try to post my wins and try to tell you how I'm never wrong. Nope. This is reality. This is real trading. This is the realness. This is the realness. When everything we're going to zero, yes. It's been hard to be short, I'll tell you. I mean, nothing made sense, but that's the thing. The market can be irrational at times. Let's watch. Is this the, I feel like this hourly candle. Okay, this one will end at the 14 mark, right? Yeah. Let's go pull up the 10 minutes because you might literally be witnessing. Let me show you how a bear trap. So light volume, break the bottom, right? 10 minute. I would have hoped you saw a bigger volume. Now look at this next candle. Is this going to be a doji? Is this going to be a hammer? Is this going to be a big green boner? Good question. Good question.
Sure. Just ask.
Thanks, Barry. And let's see what happens here. Remember, 1:30 is official margin time. Just blowing on the candle, it's getting greener. Come on. Again, if this was an options expiration, I would be very comfortable, but it feels like the stop chopper coming. You're welcome. I guess if you're trading this, taking this trade, I'm just telling you right now, I would not trust an absolute breakdown. Again, a lot of people, I don't know, personally, chiming in, saying the market's about to crash. Your timing couldn't be more perfect to go long. Now, I'm not trying to pick on anybody. Oh, here we go. Just telling you, it's OPEX. It's CHOPEX. Chop, 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 chop. As soon as you get bearish, get bullish. As soon as you get bullish, take profits. And then rinse and repeat until Thursday mid-afternoon or Friday. Literally. You're welcome. Again, I'm not trying to be a dick. And I'm not always right. But I'm just telling you, seen this game 1,000 times. How many times do you think over 20-some plus years during OPEX, I'm like, ooh, yeah, market's about to crash. Oh, the market's about to break out. Here we go. And then it chops. And then it chops again. And then I'm like, all right, well, maybe tomorrow. And then it chops again. I'm like, all right, well, maybe Thursday. And it opens and it does something. I go, I give up. And then it plays the game for the rest of the day. And then Friday, it's like game over. Now that trade starts. And then Monday, Tuesday is a retest. And then it goes. Remember, you have to remember the summer. Not everyone's around. You have to remember, keep that in mind. People won't be coming back till Labor Day. Lighter volumes. Easier to manipulate. Does this make sense? Does this make sense? Yes? No? What the fuck are you talking about? Never heard of this? Get it. Excuse my language. I'm not trying to swear. It's just trying to accentuate the obvious to me. Yes, sir. Everyone thought there were going to be a recession coming into June. They have a massive bull breakout through the end of July. That is called a big bear trap. Bull trap. It's a bull trap at the highs. I mean, go look at the monthly on the SPY, right? I mean, do we think we break back to the trend line? Look where we failed. I mean, it's like, man, support equals resistance. Zoom out whenever you talk about trading. If you don't zoom out first, you're missing the big picture. Talking like Jim Rome today. Anyone listen to Jim Rome? Not the sports guy, but the Idahoan, I would call guru, success guru. Love that guy stuff. Here you go. This candle will engulf. Yum, nom, 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 nom. Right? Will we close below 438? I don't know. Will we get like a little chop and then flush? Fine by me. Fine by me. Look at the 10-minute. Look at the volume. Someone's got stopping power. I wish it was an options expiration. I wish the market would dump. Is it? Let's go check the Discord room. Sour hour getting sour red. Yeah, you definitely got some sourness. Sour red. Now we're getting green apple. I don't know. Any other questions, thoughts? I mean, I love the banter because I feel like this is where I can actually drop the knowledge versus like drop a tweet. You can't, there's not enough information. Oh, you got a question? I can answer it, but you come and we can let me talk into the mic, explain to you exactly why I think something is what it's going to do. You get a better answer. Man, miners look like absolute shit. Man, I would not be surprised in all likelihood if this is like a little dead cat bounce sometime this week and then just the shit opens the door. I agree. Financials, everything looks broken. Everybody here making amazing points. No one will argue. Nobody will argue. It's just timing. That is the hardest part of trading. If you're sitting here like, oh, I've got to be right now, right? Right about meow. No, it's not how it works. Check this out. Little fake out above the 20-month. I mean, I doubt we'll get up into 36s. I thought 35 was plenty. I agree. The market's going to get shredded. Retail is all in long. When's your best guess on when semis finally dump? What if my best guess is NVIDIA's earnings? Like, right up to it. Like, what if, and this is the thing, this is a great question, because I don't know if Peter is listening, but he posted in Discord room, like, will the market in like semis hold up going into NVIDIA? Because it's the bellwether. And Eric, I think, and I both were trying to explain to him, like, if everybody thinks semiconductors are going to absolutely hold up and do amazing going into NVIDIA's earnings, what if it doesn't? What if it doesn't? Now, it could pop on its earnings from whatever level, but what if NVIDIA gets stuck for a day or two playing the game? Cisco, 1999 called, they want their chart back. Good God. Patience will pay. Yeah, I think that's the question here, right, of the day. It's like, you got to see NVIDIA break for the stocks to get smoked, right? This rally, and this is what's, you got to remember, like the 3-day rule, 3-day effect. Go look at the Stock Traders Almanac, right? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, bullish. All bull days. When you have 3 stacked up bull days in a row, I would anticipate at worst you're going to hold up. That's about as simple as I'm going to keep it. All right, I'm going to let y'all go. I mean, I don't think there's really much to say. I mean, let's go look at the 10-minute on the SPY. I think, do we squeeze into the close? That would be my guess. That would be my guess. Let me see where we're at. Oh, yeah, we've talked about, yeah, look at this. Okay, you got a wick. All right, well, made a slightly lower low. Okay. We'll see. I mean, what is it, 140? Well, Netstar, if you are new to the channel, I don't think you are. I have always talked about major inflection points at major index reverse splits. We talked about the UNG. I will buy natural gas probably when it reverse splits. Right? We've talked about UVXY. When that reverse split, the VIX probably bottomed. Did it? The market's pretty keen on this because it knows retail gives up. They know they give up at a certain point on these ETFs. And then what? They puke. And then the reverse split creates more volume, pukage, people giving up at certain price levels. And they're just like, I'm done with it. Done with it. Take my candy or take my whatever. CCJ. This is, again, I'm not trying to be mean. But when Kathy Wood starts buying something at the highs, don't you just instinctively want to short it? It's like where the beer flows like wine and the women instinctively flock like the salmon of Capistrano. If you know that line, drop a reply. Look at it. 20-day. Yep, Ty, you get it. ChopX. Now, again, I'm not saying that the market's turning into a bull market or that we're going to retest 460 on the SPY or some shit like that. All I'm just saying is don't be surprised if we have a whole bunch of nowhere and a range low and a range high at some point this week on the hourly. The hourly is in the summer, I like to watch the hourly because things get time frames shorten up. Things get real choppy and sloppy. Now, is this the breakout of this channel? We'll see. I mean, we've done this before. So if you have any questions, hit me up. Again, I don't know why people don't use the 30-minute. Let me post this link. If you really want to chat, I mean, I'll give away my time for free. Hit me up. I mean, I would love to talk you through some things. Because I think a lot of people, again, once your confidence is lost in trading, you're fucked. I mean, confidence is everything. I don't know about you guys, but if you follow golf, what's the dude who won the U.S. Open? The big beefy guy. But once he lost his golf, like his putter, and they lose like confidence in their stroke, it's like, dude, these guys go from absolute pros to freaking morons and they can't play golf all of a sudden out of nowhere. It's no different in trading. You lose your confidence, you lose your edge, you just say, I can't do this anymore. Or the market's just trying to beat me. It's not fair. Blame the market, yada, yada, yada. It's the market's fault. No, just sometimes it's like playing poker. I mean, I don't know how to give an endless analogies on this. Sometimes the luck just isn't in your favor. And that's why you trade your rules. The more you're up, the less you own. You're getting real high in leverage and you're getting real excited and you think you can't lose. You probably need to take some profit. Just keep it simple, stupid. All right. Well, on that note, this guy's going to go. I'm going to probably hang out for a little bit. Recap will be a little later. Hopefully, if you have any questions, again, the ego is controlling you. I always talk about this. My ego, I have to get that motherfucker in check. I need to know it's checked in at the hotel down the street and it ain't going anywhere. Because once it comes over into the trading room and my ego is there to try to tell me what to do and go, yeah, you can't lose. Wrong. I see some of you guys in the Discord room too. All of a sudden, like you guys post a ton when you're winning and then you disappear when you're wrong or when you're not sure. And it's like, come on. Don't be scared to post your trades. Don't be scared to get feedback. Don't be oblivious to the fact that you will be wrong. I will be wrong. I will wear egg on my face. As people say, I always make the joke, I'll eat a sock if I'm wrong. Eating a few socks, not many of them, but that's the reality of trading. If you're not taking risk, you're not going to win. And if you're not willing to admit you're wrong when you're trading, then you're going to lose more than you win. Because at some point, it's going to become about your ego and not just trading to trade and do the right thing. All right. Fidelity, brokerage is down. Yeah, it's a piece of crap. All right. Any questions before I go? Hopefully this helps. Caterpillar, low of the day. Can't argue that. Gotta love when China stimulates and then they sell the news on it. We've talked about this. Stimulating, cutting rates is not bullish. All right. I'm going to let y'all run. Have a great afternoon. See ya in the Discord room. Peace.